You can't do that with the gym at first because you have to build your own foundations. And then only then can you decorate the house. Best fitness quote ever. You've got to build the foundations, only then can you decorate the house. Simon Miller, the bald here, and if you are a constant watcher of my videos and you think, wait a minute, why did him saying the second part of that word just vanish? It's because YouTube has decided they don't like me calling that, and one of my videos got demonetized, and I looked into it, and it was because of that. So from now on, I'll just be the bald hole, and I don't know what you think about that, but I think it sounds 99 times worse, but whatever. On that note too, because this is one of the reasons that done it, I'll pimp out my t-shirts. There's the Y one, there's the one that got me in trouble, but like I can show it, I just can't say it, and the Flexus tee will be back in stock soon. And also, I'm just doing a bunch of housekeeping here because some people tell me they're not aware of it, so I'm trying to be a better salesman, just being as transparent as possible. Patreon.com/Simon Miller 316. I've actually gone and edited some of the tiers today to make them more accessible in a global pandemic environment. So I've filtered them all down to 4, and I've made 3 of them. Well, they should be cheaper is the way I'm looking at it, and you're still going to get a bunch of stuff from me because I massively appreciate the support and it helps to make videos. Right, enough of that. Let's talk about fitness. We'll not do another video like I did yesterday. People went over people's heads, but look, that's how we learn, and now maybe I've said it, you'll be intrigued and go and watch it. It made me laugh. But you live and learn. Always listen to your audience. It's important. So today, let's switch it back. And let's go back to some things that just drive you wild when you are trying to get in shape, when you are trying to be a big buff dude or a big buff woman or whatever the hell you want to be. Big buff dude, the BBD, BBW. There's something in that. We'll talk about it. Because you dive into this crazy world and then you realize there is stuff that is out of your control that unless you keep a vigilant eye on, you're going to get screwed over even though you didn't mean that in the first place. And here's 7 of the worst cases. Number 7 is a little bit of a petulant hill to die on, but I've been dealing with this for ages, and I know you have as well, because I've had this discussion with some people in the comments, and it comes to what companies put on the back of their packets when it comes to the nutritional values, and whether it is the cooked amount or whether it is the pre-cooked amount. Now, rice, flipping hell, rice is the number one enemy when it comes to this. Because sometimes you will buy a pack of rice, say from Sainsbury's, and it says uncooked nutrition's 100 grams, the calories is this. And then you'll buy another one from Tesco's, and they've got the cooked weight on it. And you're like, why would I want the cooked weight on the back of my packet of rice? That means before I do it, I got to do some crazy kind of nutrition maths to figure out how much I want to begin with. It doesn't make any sense in the world. And then the other thing that companies do are, right, I'm into popcorn, all that kind of stuff. And I bought one the other day and I was like, why is there so much fat in this popcorn? It's literally just kernels. And I know that unless you're doing some kind of voodoo, some kind of hocus pocus to these popcorn kernels, they're not going to have much fat in it. But then you read the pack and it says, well, our serving suggestions are that you should bathe it in oil and basically massage the oil into its shoulders. And if you do that with the amount of oil we've suggested, it's going to have that much fat in it. What? Why would I almost didn't buy it? Because, again, I didn't know what you were doing. I thought you were injecting fat into popcorn kernels, which if you are doing is essentially a waste of life. Like, if you get to the grand old age of 85 and you're laying there and you go, man, do you remember that job I had for a decade when I would inject popcorn kernels with fat? You are not taking advantage of the situation you've begun with. Let's not forget, even getting life in the first place is a little bit of a crapshoot. You got to bet on your own sperm. And you don't do that because you're not alive at this point. So do not then go and do it. And also, if you are in a fitness company, pre-cooked weights. Pre-cooked weights, this makes it so much easier. I get my scales out, I get my pan, or I get my saucepan, and then I can put the food in there, and I know what I'm eating. Number 6 is that depending on what gym you go to, and this is true because I've not tested it, but I kind of had, weights differ. And I mean the actual weight of a weight, which is some kind of paradox, and I'm going to have some kind of brain aneurysm and collapse on the floor. But so if I go to, I won't name and shame because we don't do that here on the channel, as you know. But there are 2 specific gyms I go to because one doesn't have very good opening hours and the other one was open all the time. Obviously, it's still a bit better though. And if you go to my usual gym and you lift 40 kilograms, because it's like a one-off gym, you can tell this is 40 kilograms. They aren't mucking around. They have weighed this down to the nth degree, smash, mash, bang, bang. Then I go to the other one, and all of a sudden, I'm able to do the same exercises at that gym with 40 with 60 kilogram weights. And it's not because I've got stronger. It's because what they've done is they have reduced the weight, but put different numbers on to try and increase your ego and get you to go back to that gym. Because this has happened to me. The first time I went there, I was like, well, I feel much stronger in this gym. I should sign up here. Then I realized, Simon, you're being an arrogant, egotistical, bald hole. Damn you, YouTube. You're being a bald hole. Can't you see what you're doing here? And I swear to you as well, if you, in 1 week, and you couldn't really do it in 1 week, let's say you're doing chest or push day, go to one gym on a Monday, then go to a different brand of gym on a Thursday, whenever you're going to do it again. And this can happen. And how the hell are you supposed to compete with that? Because it means if you are tracking everything, all of a sudden you've written down 60 kilograms instead of 40, but then you go back to your original game, it's 40 again, and it's just ruined your confidence. And then you're going to eat a bunch of junk food, and then you're going to turn into a big fat guy, and then you're going to be the person injecting fat into popcorn kernels, and your life, as we've already established, has been ruined. And number 5, tying into all of this, is the companies that just lie about the weight of their food. Honestly, how many times, let's say wraps are the best for this. Oh my gosh, wraps. But how many times have you thought, I'm going to have this lovely healthy wrap, and you get the wrap out of the packet and you look on the back and it goes, 1 wrap, 45 grams, and there's 200 calories. You're like, well, that sounds pretty good. So you eat the wrap, and then maybe one day you're like, should I weigh this wrap? And you do, and it's 52 damn grams. Now, we're only talking about 7 grams extra, but that means more calories, and it means over the course of a week, you're going to be eating a lot more than you realize. Because how the hell is any kind of company going to be able to guarantee, so you've got 6 wraps in a pack, that every single wrap is exactly the same as the others? What do they have? Is it magic again? Are they wizards? We talk about wizards on another show that I do. I'm not doing it here, but are they wizards? Does the bread come out wherever they go, zzzz, and all of a sudden, no, of course not. Even if it's done by a machine, it's never going to be 100% accurate, and that's why you always have to weigh your food. Because that's not your fault. You should be a trusting person. That's how we should get through this life. But they just come up with sort of these general ideas, well, it's around about 32 grams, and they just go with it. But unless somebody tells you, you would believe it, because why wouldn't you otherwise? It's how we should treat human beings. I've never met Steve. Steve sounds like a stand-up guy. Then you realize Steve is a pathological liar, and you don't trust Steve anymore. Don't trust the back of the packets, damn Steve. Number 4 is just the sheer amount of whey protein or any kind of whey supplements that they are. Whey protein supplements, either beef, egg, vegan, whatever. How the hell are you supposed to know when you first enter that world which ones are good or which ones are bad? Because some people will say, oh, don't go with the cheap ones, they're no good. And other people say, oh, you've got to spend £7 million. You know, I don't want to spend £7 million. I mean, I just won the lottery and now I'm spending it all on whey protein. This sounds like a terrible use of my money. Then some are filtered, and then some people don't take whey because it's dairy. And then again, there's beef, and then vegan, save the world. It is so difficult. It really, really is. And my thing has always been this. It's the same, you pay more, you get more, of course. But if you want to go with we'll call it the cheap ass stuff, I really don't think it's a problem. Like, you shouldn't be over-relying on any kind of protein shake anyway. Again, the clue is in the name. It's the supplement. But I totally get why you would be absolutely baffled. And you have so many differing opinions being hurled at you. Go by your budget and go by what's going to make you feel good, right? So if you want to get the cheap stuff because then you're not overdoing your finances, you will still get worth from it. And if you go and buy some ISO unfiltered, I don't know, grain of joy, then yeah, that's going to probably be a little bit better. But we're always talking 1 to 2% with these things, and that goes for pills as well. So get what you can afford and make yourself happy. Number 3, of course, is that one dude that knows better than all of us, and I encounter that dude on a daily basis when they go in the comments and tell me I'm wrong. And even, I'm not saying that I'm this super confident dude, but when I read that, even I go, was I wrong about that? And I go and Google it. And sometimes maybe I've made a little bit of a mistake, but sometimes it's actually something that is exclusive to me and the way that my body has responded to something. And I get you can find scientific studies to go, well, that doesn't sound like realistic. Okay, well, it happened to me because, again, I am an individual. But it makes it so much harder, which is why I always advocate, including my own stuff too, listen to what I say, then go Google it, go read it, go see what Greg Doucette or Athlean X or Matty Does Fitness or Shreddy V, whatever his name is, V-Shred. Go and see what they're saying about it as well. Then try it for yourself. And then you can actually filter through the ones that you do like and the ones that you don't like. Because I'm not saying wrongful information, but even information that doesn't work for you can still be beneficial, because then you can get your list out and go, okay, I'm not going to do that one. And that to me is sometimes as important as knowing what does work so you don't get dragged down. But do not take people at face value is what I'm saying. Because there's always going to be that one dude that says, you're 100% wrong, I'm 100% right. And how can he be? He doesn't have your genetics, he doesn't have your chemical makeup, doesn't have your lifestyle. There are some sort of supplements I take, over-the-counter sups, that some people say, oh, this doesn't affect me at all. I take half of it. I'm on the floor. Like caffeine. I'm going to do my caffeine video soon. Caffeine wrecks me if I take too much. But other people, they can't get enough of the stuff. So that guy, he's making it too hard. Number 2, following on from that, are videos like mine that state things as fact. Now, I'll always talk with confidence about things because I think people like that. You want to come across as a little bit of a teacher. But as I have done already, and I'll do again here, I'll always caveat it by saying, please make sure you try these things and don't just expect there's a 100% answer, because there's not. There really, really isn't. I've done the same stuff. I've heard things like, well, that sounds good, or this sounds like it's going to really benefit me. And I try it for a while and it doesn't. But I think just make sure you know the people you're listening to are coming from a good place, right? As long as that's the main thing. I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is the guy that tried to sell you a load of stuff at the start of the video. But hopefully I do it in an honest and transparent way so you know. But it does make things so hard because you're going to get conflicting opinions. And I think it would be great to have videos like this. Again, not putting my, oh, aren't I a great guy hat on. But I think when people should say this stuff, they should asterisk it with, here's what I think. Then why don't you get back in touch and let me know what you think, and we can create your own fitness journey. Because that's what it is. That's why people use that stupid term, fitness journey, because it's individual to you. And that's why it's so exciting, because no one else has ever gone on it before. And number 1 is that when you first start working out, I ain't gonna lie, you basically have to guess. It's all trial and error. How many calories do you need? How many calories do you don't need? How much protein do you need? How many carbs? How often should you be going to the gym? Again, there are sort of things that will be similar for most people, but it will be those final details that will be different for you. And that sucks. You're guessing. Do you guess when you cross the street? I'll go now. Oh, I got hit by the car. I'm dead. Do you guess when spending your money? I'll just give him £500. Ah, it was 20. Of course you don't. You work in absolutes and you work in facts. You can't do that with the gym at first because you have to build your own foundations. And then only then can you decorate the house. Best fitness quote ever. You've got to build the foundations, only then can you decorate the house. And it's just not fun. And it sucks. And you're going to get things wrong, but that's how you learn and you go on again. But think about this. When you've decided to get fit, you've decided to get in shape, and then you learn you got it all wrong just because that's something that has to happen, that ain't fun. And it was without a doubt an out-of-control obstacle that pissed you off. I swore. And there you go, 7 things that you can't control. I'm still working on the title at the moment. This one's a little bit convoluted, but I do think they're all true. And they're things that I've experienced over the last 20 years, so I thought I'd throw it out to you as well. Please do like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, ding, ding. Talked about the Patreon, talked about the merchandise, Instagram and Twitter. Basically, it's all in the description down there. Have a look, give it a click, see if anything works for you. If not, it's still okay. The videos will keep coming. And, make sure you watch some more videos. That's the most important thing. It's absolutely free. They should be on the screen now. I'll see you soon.